Hey Bucs fans, and welcome inside Buccaneer Arena. I'm joined by a special guest here this morning, former Buccaneer player, coach, and now in his third season as the GM of the Chicago Steel, Ryan Bennett. Ryan, thanks for taking time to chat with me here this morning. Let's talk about, first off, before we talk about tonight, let's talk about your time here. You spent 2 years and change here with the Buccaneers, 99, 2000, 2001. Obviously, probably a very special place for you in your junior career before you went on to play Division I college hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it here in Des Moines. I remember the day I got traded from Danville to Des Moines. I was all pumped and was on a flight that night and played the next day in Sioux Falls. And I ended up staying here during the summers, and now I live here full time. And Des Moines is a very special place to me. And it all started when I was 17 years old.
Obviously, someone being a GM now, being around the league, coaching the league when you were here in Des Moines, you know this league very well. What stands out about Des Moines to you?
Well, I think the culture that was built here, from the late 70s, 80s when they started to now. I mean, it's a winning tradition here. And when I played here, Scott Owens was the coach right before Tom Carroll came in that coached me, and they were winning championships and Anderson Cups and Clark Cups, and when you came in here, it was a family atmosphere. And if you go out now, even today, and you meet people anywhere in North America that play for the Bucs, like it's an instant family. And there's not many organizations that have that.
Speaking of good organizations, though, yours last season and your second season as GM of the Steel, first ever Clark Cup championship for the Steel. Talk about what that experience had to have been like. Boy, what a treat that must have been.
It was great. I mean, anytime you can win. I mean, this is a very tough league to win in. But I mean, when Larry Robbins bought the team, 2 years ago, and he hired me and our staff together, and the culture that we built there in a short period of time has been it's been surreal. But we have a great group of kids last year. They came together, they bought in. There's a lot of kids that played minimal roles that could have played much higher roles on other teams, but they didn't want to leave, and that's why we won it last year.
This year, though, something that's very difficult for teams in the USHL to do, repeat. Not to put the cart before the horse by any means, but you certainly are off to a great start. First place in the Eastern Conference right now. What's been the success story of how this team's been able to turn the page and come right back out with a great team this year?
Well, I think it comes, again, like when I played here for the Bucs, it's the winning culture. I mean, the 4 or 5 kids that came back from last year's team have done a great job leading the young guys. Our young guys are very talented. They've adjusted to the league, fairly well, and we've been winning games. Some games maybe we shouldn't have won, but we have, and but it's again, it just comes down to the culture. We have a really good culture in Chicago, and it's a winning culture right now, and I think that feeds. Kids are feeding off it.
Well, looking forward to tonight's game, and thanks for taking time out of your morning to chat with me, Ryan.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Ryan Bennett, former assistant coach and former player for the Des Moines Buccaneers, current GM of the Chicago Steel. His Steel will take on the Des Moines Buccaneers tonight at 7:05 here at Buccaneer Arena. Until then, I'm Ben Gislason.